that's the old school Fort Worth ISD administration building. They flattened it. What's left of it. Probably because of online stuff. They just didn't need it anymore. Or they moved it to another location or not. I have no idea why they did it, so maybe you would know. Probably went to another location, a better location, a bigger location, I don't know. A smaller location, I have no clue. I'm sure they've done a few articles on it in the Fort Worth Star-Telegram. This is the Trinity River, and that is Fort Worth skyline. That is the Rockwood go-karts. They're playing mini golf. Come to Fort Worth, go to Rockwood. Mini golf, golf. You're all the way from Ohio. All right, I put 17 on by Sharon Van Etten. Kind of see over the truck. Well, now the bus is there. You can see the bus, but the windows are clearer for you guys. And we've got a mural right there. We're in the cultural district of Fort Worth. Historical. Latino arts. And this is a theater I've worked at. Why? I'm Irish, English, with a little bit of Apache. It's probably the Apache blood in me that got me there. But it's Latino arts. Artes de la Rosa. I worked there. Did a couple of plays there. Blues Street and Arthur Miller's A View from a Bridge. I played Tony, the guy that says, "This is ground level." And then on Blue Street, I played a vet called Cole. The character's name was Cole. Cole's kind of a common name. That theater started over there in one of those buildings. The little tiny one-room theater. And Robert Vasquez and I did a play called Man 1, Man 2. 3 minutes old. And I played Man 1, Rob played Man 2. And Yvonne Duque, that's how you say her name, she was the narrator. She narrated. She did a very good job. So good at a narration, I decided to turn the narration into a character and do it at the University of North Texas. So the second time we did it, I played Man 1, and Danny Whitworth, the brother of Johnny Whitworth, played Man 2. And my RA, he played Lady, which was the narrator that was turned into a character. And it was set on a stabilization ward. But originally it was set on a hill. It was about these escape mental patients looking at a old car and then talking all Sam Shepard talk. Then the second time I did it, I set it in a mental stabilization ward kind of thing. We're right in the middle of Northside right now. There's New Isis Theater. That's why. I believe it was Luke Wilson that was in charge of renovating some of that for a movie that came through called 12 Angry Orphans. Robert Duvall showed up to the premiere. I missed it. I wasn't able to, I didn't even know about it. My dad and I were basically going to open that as a theater. We never got a chance to do it though. So I guess the movie stars came in and opened it back into a movie theater. We were just going to turn it into like a thing that was going to be a variety show. And I got so inspired that I wrote a letter to James Lipton, who was ended up being my dean, to see if we could get special permission to use the voice of Paul Newman for the variety show. To see if he could get a hold of Paul Newman. I think Paul Newman passed away though since then. I used to I'd do anything to find that letter, but I never mailed it to him. It was just a letter I wrote. It was like, can we have special permission to use Paul Newman's voice in this theater variety show? My dad had the idea of turning his character into a hologram. So I don't know what my dad's really thinking that through. He was going to be a hologram on the stage. It was going to be a variety show about Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, and Etta Place was going to be in it as well. Still not a bad idea, but it would cost a little bit to have the hologram of Paul Newman talking as the narrator. But it would be like a, I wanted to turn it into a theater where we could do like our own work, and maybe bands could come in and play. But it's tough. That stuff takes a lot of planning. It's a big risk. But anyway, Luke Wilson came in with 12 Angry Orphans, I think is the name of the movie, with Robert Duvall, and they premiered that movie there at that movie theater, the New Isis, also known as the Isis Theater. True story. We did pull it off and had a hologram of Paul Newman without his signature and stuff. The actors would probably protest outside, so it wouldn't be a good idea. But we could always hire an actor to play the Butch Cassidy role. That's what Maya suggested to my dad was, we don't have to have a hologram. We just use an actor. They'll just memorize the lines and go out there. But he thought a hologram would be cool. Like a theme park kind of show, I guess. It probably would. It's supposed to be the ghost of Butch Cassidy. He only like tells the stories on a general level. You know, whether he wrote it out or not, I don't know. I hope not. But we could use a projector screen, but I don't know. You know, the whole AI argument was the reason why SAG and the Actors Guild, you know, this Screen Actors Guild, even Equity probably. But mostly it would be theater actors. So that's the one thing we need to consider. But we can definitely maybe use his voice. They have done that before for different shows. There's Fort Worth right there. Downtown hotspot. It's all about halfway there. Oh, yeah, my dad was always big about #1 hits. He took me to Arkansas Hot Springs to see a passion play about Jesus with my stepmom. And there, before I tell the story, I'm going to get the right information about the #1 hit. His name started with Ricky. He was a Latino arts, he was an artist. The song was by Ricky Martin. Livin' La Vida Loca. It was Ricky Martin's song that my dad played all the way to Hot Springs, Arkansas. Livin' La Vida Loca. There's a line in it with something about a bullet to my head or something. But he played it over and over and over and over again the entire way. And my stepmom's just sitting there feeding him crackers and cheese. Then we stopped at a Chinese restaurant. And my stepmom, because I didn't eat a whole lot, because I had a girlfriend, what they say. I had a girlfriend in college. She had, I'll just tell you her name. It was a Fleetwood Mac song. The one that's called Rhiannon. And we, I guess she went back to the coast, and I went on a trip with my dad and my stepmom. Then I met up with her later, and we went to a Chinese restaurant. I just ate like a very little amount. And of course my dad, he's a big eater. And my stepmom says, well, if we all ate like Cole, we wouldn't get fat. And then I think he offered me a hot apple pie. And when he offered it to me, he said, hey, you want to take a hit on this? My dad was kind of a hippie. On a hot apple pie, I said, no, Dad, I'm passing. I was kind of doing the health nut thing the entire time. to Hot Spring, Arkansas. Living La Vida Loca by Ricky Martin, 1999. I'll never really remember that artist. I always have to look him up. I was barely able to find him. Then we went to the Passion Play and we saw the play about Jesus. And we, you know, they overdub the dialogue and they play them over these loudspeakers. So you're getting the book of Luke or whatever book they choose, Matthew, whatever it is they choose for the play. And the actors just kind of look like they're talking, but the voice is already dubbed over. So they just go through the Passion Play in motion. Kind of like mime almost. They don't actually speak. So they don't move their lips when they talk, really. They just look like they're talking. It was very strange. It was a play. It's a Passion Play. Then I saw it. Like, that's great, Dad. Jesus is the Messiah. Which I already knew that. But this is, you know, this is what Baptists do, kind of thing. Hey, you know, once he did that, I was good to go. I shall leave my mother and father and cling fastly to my wife. Well, that's what he said. That's what Jesus said. You should leave your mother and father, or you will leave your mother and father and cleave fastly to your wife. There's some truth to that. But we remember our parents. And there is the skyline of Fort Worth. All right, I'm glad I got to tell you this story, so I remembered it pretty well. Just the Ricky Martin part is the hard part. If I'm on a talk show or something, or a YouTube show, or well, I'm on a YouTube show now. If I'm on like a YouTube interview show or something, or a podcast, the Ricky Martin, Living La Vida Loca. Look at this right here. Oh yeah, it's pretty funny. Hot spot. Oh, by the way, about my dad's story, taking me to Arkansas with my stepmom. You know that Italian mask I have? He got that in Arkansas, in Hot Springs, Arkansas. He bought it for me as a gift. Kind of a pre-graduation gift. I've had it. I was able to keep up with it. And also he bought the oak frame on the well, it's a Bachelor's of Arts. There it is, New Isis. I think it's good as a movie theater. That's fine. I just don't know, you know, you share a dream with your parents and then they start kind of tweaking it. And you all of a sudden you get kind of blue because the idea of the dream is involved with creation, right? You're creating things. We do create things. I remember doing it when I was very, very little. So I was in like pre-K. We all were assigned to make ashtrays for our parents because we were from the 70s. So we made these clay ashtrays and the teacher would take it to the ovens to cook the ceramic. And then boom, you know, they brought it back. Now, when the teachers showed the art of the students, this is pre-K, this is before kindergarten. I remember it. I remember it like yesterday. I remember a lot of it. The teachers are like, well, your son made this. Cole, look at this ashtray. This is a ceramic ashtray. We cooked it in the ovens. And my dad's like, And my mom's like, Cole, you made that ashtray? And I don't remember. I remember saying, I don't remember making it. I didn't remember. They had us making, it was public. This is before I went to Baptist private school, first, second grade. There's the Rose, Latino Arts. They're doing something right now. I haven't been back there in a while. Yeah, so I go, no, I don't remember. And I don't remember. I remember kind of messing around with clay. And then they just kind of like, you know, all you got to do is stick your hands in the clay and push down a little bit and you got yourself an ashtray. As long as it goes, you know, into the oven and stuff, then it turns, the ceramic turns into, well, the clay turns into ceramic. But I sincerely don't remember doing it. I couldn't speak that way as a kid. It would be weird if a kid spoke that way. Mom, Dad, I sincerely don't remember doing this, especially in pre-K when they're like 4. I just go, I don't remember. My first play, this is a true story, if you listen to my vlog, The first play I ever did was in kindergarten. I played a lettuce leaf. And I had some kind of line about where you could find the lettuce in the produce section. So you could find me in the produce section of your grocery store. That was my line. So it came time, this is like about maybe 5, maybe about 6. I guess they thought we could do this stuff. So these butterflies come kind of dancing around me. I remember the butterflies were my cue to walk up to the mic. Like, now, now's your time. Go to the mic. Go to the mic. This is a private school. So this is probably experimental education. So I'm like, oh, okay. I go to in my head, this is what I'm thinking. I go to the mic, and now I speak. So I get up to the mic, the whole audience, I can kind of see them. You know, you could see a lot of them, but I just go, and they're just all crying, laughing. And then I just babbled something about the grocery store and the produce section. And then I went back to my little area, you know, of the stage. And the butterflies are all, you got it. You know, just stay there, you know, just whatever. You're just trying to get through it. I had no idea what I was doing. I just had to be there at the microphone. And I had to talk about the grocery store. I guess so, man. I guess so. But the only thing that came out when I got to the microphone was, And that's the name of my play right now. And they're all the way from Illinois, the land of Lincoln.